Hey, what's up, guys? We have another hands-on workshop coming up in North Carolina in Regalwood. RelaxShacks.com for info on that. As always, a shout to the Jamaica Cottage Shop. Stick around to the end of the video because we have a sneak peek on some of the other features we have coming up. And this one right here is a van dwelling by way of a duo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
And I'm Ryan.
This is Mickey.
And we're Gone Bananas.
We're from Detroit, and we've been traveling and living full-time here for about 3 months.
3 months, and this took us about 6 months to build from the date that we purchased it, and about 4 months of planning before we bought it.
It's like 80 square feet, right?
Roughly.
Yes, and you have to use every square inch of space inside this van. And nothing is square, which makes building extremely difficult.
Yes, insulating, building, framing, any of that. And somehow you've managed, I see in the background, because I haven't really poked around yet, you have a bathroom, you have a little kitchen area.
Yep.
You pretty much have everything in 80 square feet.
Yep.
How difficult was it planning this? I mean, did you reconfigure a couple times?
We didn't make too many major design changes. We did the entire van in CAD software before we even bought the van. So we knew every appliance that was going in here, and then bought every appliance before we really started building to get actual measurements to make sure that everything was going to fit exactly as it was intended to. We were going to have a Murphy bed that was going to be horizontal up against this wall, but when I was doing the CAD design, I did not account for the van actually tapering and getting skinnier towards the top, so there wasn't enough room for that. So the major design change was converting from a Murphy bed that folded down on its side to a slide-out convertible sofa.
Pulls out, okay. Yeah, transforming things in such a small space. I see you have, down below almost the nautical style plug-in table.
Yep.
A lot of it kind of, borrows or rips from the nautical world, which was the precursor to anything tiny, or the Japanese are leagues ahead of us. Where did you source for, inspiration and research for what you did here?
A lot of different blogs online. There's a little bit borrowed from just about everywhere that I saw. One in particular, Van Cave, I believe is his website.
Okay.
He was obviously an electrician, so I borrowed a lot of his electrical setup. Barefoot Theory was another website that heavily inspired us as far as the design and the layout. What I really like about our van is how open it feels. You can walk all the way through it. It's galley style.
Yes.
Hers didn't have an L-shaped kitchen. You could walk all the way straight out her back door, but we wanted to take advantage of more counter space and add bigger appliances than she had. So that was a major change for us. And we didn't have a shower like she did. But we borrowed a lot from just about everywhere and kind of made it our own.
In the back, your doors, as they open in great weather, you have a kitchen where you can just look out the back.
Absolutely. We decided sort of mid-build for sure that we were going to do windows.
Okay.
And, for those occasions when it's just on the chillier side and you don't want to have the doors open, but you'd still like a view.
Yes.
We have curtains that are easy to just pull down, and there's your view right there. So.
Gotcha. Now, what about storage here? You have a decent amount overhead, and it's in an area where you're not going to slam your head either.
Yeah. So we have overhead storage like an airplane would have from the very front to the very back, and it's all open, and it uses 6 lift and lock hinge doors. So we can keep them open if we want to. This entire area is our closet, and right next to it is floor-to-ceiling pantry. We also have storage for tools in the floor right underneath your camera.
I'm going to show that real quick.
And that is for just random tool storage. We keep our shoes in there. And then the kitchen and bathroom are built on top of a giant slide-out door. And then the entire platform the toilet sits on can slide out. So not only is there storage under there, but it gives you access to change out the composting toilet every month or so.
Now, you guys, we mentioned you're from Detroit. What's van dwelling like in the Detroit area? Some cities are more open to it, or it's easier to hide, or?
I would say we can't really speak to that yet. We did the build in Detroit, but as soon as we moved in, we kind of got out of there.
We hit the road.
Gotcha.
We started doing our family and friends tour. We have a lot of relatives spread out all across the country that wanted us to come visit them.
Yeah.
So we've been to the Carolinas, to Alabama, to Kansas City, to Colorado, to Phoenix, to New Mexico, and we did this all in the first 2 months. So we've been driving quite a lot and staying with our friends and family. So once we go back to Michigan, then we can kind of scope it out. But my feeling is it's going to be just like anywhere else.
Yeah.
We built this van for the purpose of stealth. The partition door that you are right on the other side of, when it's closed, you can not even hardly tell what this is. It looks like any other work van you might see that has a few extra antennas. So at first glance, you won't even know we're in here if we have it all shut up.
And if you feel the hubcap's being stolen or some rocket, you just start the ignition and drive off, right?
Exactly.
Yep, and we have a dog who will bark at just about anything if it startles him. So
Yes.
he's a good alarm.
So, I mean, most towns have ordinances against living in your vehicle, but if you're nomadic and you're discreet, chances are you're not going to have a problem. And if you do get talked to by the police, which we did once in Sedona, it was very easy. They just said, you're not allowed to camp here, and we just said, we'll be gone tomorrow, and that was the end of that conversation.
Chances are, too, most police officers will park in like, whoa, this is cool, and they'll want a tour, right?
Yeah, we actually did get a compliment as they woke us up at midnight telling us about their city ordinance.
Okay, all right. Now, overall budget for something like this, if you don't mind telling?
So we bought this vehicle brand new, and it was a demo, so we got an extremely good deal on it. In fact, I flew from Detroit to Minnesota and drove it back. The van was stickered at $42,750, and we got it for $30,000 because they were trying to clear them off the lot.
Yeah.
And then the total build, including tools, materials, everything, labor on the few things that we did pay for, the windows and the mattresses, our total came to about $57,000.
All right. Now, anything... Oh, I want to ask about miles per gallon, because you just mentioned all those places you've traveled. What kind of gas mileage do you get?
She is getting 16.
Really?
16 and a half, yeah.
That's not too terrible.
No.
Yeah.
The 3.6 liter.
And it's just gasoline, no diesel, so it's not bad.
Okay. Showering, did we touch upon that? There's no shower?
There's no shower.
Okay.
We've talked about getting a solar shower just to have and try out, but we haven't gotten that far yet. And we actually just have a gym membership. And
Yeah, a lot of people do that, it seems.
Between that and visiting a lot of friends and family of late, that's pretty much taking
Swimming
care
in
of
a
our
lake.
needs.
Right.
We used to do that on tour.
We didn't want a shower. We
No.
didn't put one in here by design. We had talked about it.
We didn't want to have to carry the extra water.
Well, not only that, in such a small space, condensation or just moisture in the air becomes another problem
Yes.
Exactly.
as well.
And most of the blogs that I did my research on actually regretted installing showers in their vans. I actually didn't find one that had a nice permanent shower setup that said, I really am happy that I did this.
Well, it's tough to put a shower in, too, where there's any kind of standing room as well. So it's really, you
Exactly.
have a lot working against you. What were some of the, and you kind of just mentioned, regrets of other people put in showers. Any regrets on your design here, like as you've lived in it, something that was planned in paper, let's say, might not have worked out in real life?
Me personally, I was actually amazed at how well everything works and is put together. Even things that just were not even thought of and were by accident, like just the way things are. Like this table sits perfectly, the way it rotates. I love that it opens this a little bit more. Placement of things is perfect. I kind of guessed on the height of this because I didn't have the mattresses made yet, and it just fits. The bed comes out on drawer slides all the way to here.
Oh, it fits right in there? Wow.
It's right underneath there.
There's like dead space right here between the pantry and the closet, and we ended up utilizing it for, extra plastic bags, and our broom is in there. So just things happen by accident. I don't have any regrets as far as the design and layout.
I would have probably positioned some of the outlets slightly differently, but other than that...
Maybe the weight. This is a very heavy vehicle. We used reclaimed pallet wood for all of the walls. And
the ceiling, too, right? Is that pallet wood? Because I was noticing that. It looks great.
Well. Yeah, we used white deck paint on it.
And then we just left the walls with a natural finish. But they're all half-inch boards, which, when you add it up, is pretty heavy. So we're probably sacrificing a little bit of miles per gallon due to the weight of the vehicle. However, having such thick natural wood walls means that we can have anything anchored to any point
Yes.
of the van. There's
Yeah.
no need to find a stud.
Okay, gotcha. If people want to find more on where you're headed, what you're doing, what you're up to, gonevananas.com.
Gone Vananas.
GONEVANANAS. We
Nice.
are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the major social media networks, all with the same name. So
No MySpace love? Come on.
No.
No MySpace love. We do
Yeah.
have a YouTube channel.
Does MySpace even exist?
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So yeah, gonevananas.com, and you can find all of our social media through there.
Hey, thanks so much and best of luck with your travels. Sounds like you guys are having a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun. So.
Absolutely.